here. So let's talk about a trailer that just dropped that dropped last week. Bill and Ted Face the Music. Before I even start off with anything, how familiar are you with the Bill and Ted saga, so to speak?
I've never seen any Bill and Ted movie. All I know is Keanu is in it, and the man can do no wrong. He should be one of the most protected people on the planet. I don't know if he has like a Secret Service detail. I hope he does. Doesn't have to pay taxes. It should be Keanu. Like Jeff Bezos on these major corporations definitely pay your. I, don't, I mean, I, me and Keanu, we shouldn't have to pay our
Yeah.
taxes just because we're great. Uh, but yeah, I don't know anything about Bill and Ted. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so I remember watching Bill and Ted when I was a kid, and for some reason, I just came to find out or realize that everybody hates the second one, Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure, or Bogus Journey, I think it's called. But everybody loves Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which was the first movie in the series. Uh, Weirdly enough, I'm the opposite. I remember as a kid watching Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and thinking, "Oh, this is funny. This is cool." But every time I would watch Excellent Adventure, I'd be like, "Damn, why isn't this excellent or Bogus Journey?" Anyways, neither here nor there. Bill and Ted is this weird sort of like, I guess it's a comedy, but it's also kind of like a history lesson kind of situation where they essentially, I guess, go back in time and learn about like historical figures and things like that because they're told they're supposed to affect the world. And so I don't know. It's a very convoluted sort of thing, very campy. But people it developed a really strong cult following, and so now we get the Bill and Ted Face the Music, which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, watching the trailer, whew, it didn't look it didn't look that great. But anyways, I'll move forward with the synopsis here. So the synopsis of the film is: once told they'd save the universe during a time traveling adventure, two would be rockers from San Dimas, California, find themselves as middle aged dads still trying to crack out a hit song and fulfill their destiny. This is directed by Dean Parasot and is written by Matheson, I guess it's pronounced. Ed Solomon, who I think wrote all of the movies in this series, and in stars Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, Samara Weaving, and Bridget Lundy Payne, and is due out August 14th of this year. And it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming out, or at least as it stands right now, it's going to be coming out in theaters. So this is another one of those films that we'll be sort of anticipating the release of, um, as the theaters open back up. So, yeah, what did you think of the trailer if you got a chance to check it out?
I mean, again, I don't have any reference point, right? Because I haven't really seen the first two films. So the trailer for me, I didn't quite get it. Again, just because I haven't seen the original two films. But if I'm grading the trailer on its own, this looks pretty funny. Um, looks like it looks like a, a potentially good movie, some laughs here and there, some like wild digital effects. I wouldn't go see this in theaters, but for people who are fans of Bill and Ted, and who've seen the other two movies, like I'm sure the trailer for this made a little bit more sense or was a little bit more exciting. But for me, again, it looked interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I think after like this, like Bill and Ted's whole, the whole series, I think made a lot more sense before we got Keanu Reeves in like other things. But this is where the problem of Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves pretty much in every film. This is where it kind of like hurts him a little bit. And what I mean by that is like every time that I see him, in anything out, like since this is more of a comedic film, right? Well, now I'm thinking, why is Neo trying to be funny? You know, why is John
Nah,
Wick telling jokes? Say that one more time.
no, I was saying, like, you think so? Like, you can't disconnect it
No,
from like the other? you've seen him
No,
in?
and you know why? Because he's the same exact person in every fucking movie. That's so. This is where that comes back to bite him in the ass. Not really, because I'm sure this movie's going to be just as successful as anything else, and I'm sure it's not remotely going to hurt his career. I think his career is set in cement, from here on out. But yeah, this particular movie, like it really does display why like he basically just is the same person in every movie, and so you can't like distinguish between Keanu Reeves as one character versus Keanu Reeves as another character, because they're all the same exact character. So yeah, so this particular trailer didn't really hit me all that hard. I thought it was all right, but I think as I've gotten older, I don't really have the use for kind of like these type of like rehashes. Like I remember I was so excited, man. I think the last comedy sequel that I really was looking forward to was Anchorman 2. And I remember being so excited about that. And then I saw it and I was just like, we could have just left it at one. It was really no reason for us to proceed here with another one altogether. And so yeah, maybe it's just comedy sequels that I don't have a taste for, but yeah,
Like, they're tough. It's especially like The Hangover 2 was like the only comedy sequel in recent history that I could remember that like was, you know, just as good, if not better than the first. But they're tough to pull
yeah,
off.
they are, which is why I think so few really try to, right? Like if we actually think about it, there's actually not that many, I guess, comedies that typically get that turn into like franchises, but what else? So yeah, Bill and Ted. Face the Music again drops August 14th, 2020. We'll see if it holds that date or if it doesn't just go straight to VOD. But yeah, let's move the fuck on here.